Hey guys, I need your help about a situation I have going on. I've been living in Massachusetts for a while now, and I realized that you can get mistreated or taken advantage of. Of course, I'm sure it happens at other places as well, not only Massachusetts, but I live in Massachusetts and I'm telling you about my experiences. Well, I'm bringing you guys this situation because maybe you guys can help me take action, make changes, or you guys can help me rally, I should say, to take action against the person who's mistreating or the injustice so it doesn't happen to other people so I could put a stop to it. Here's my situation, guys. I went to a mechanic to get my car fixed. Can you believe this mechanic has been holding my car for 2 months? 2 months, y'all. I had an engine light, and that issue doesn't even take near too much to fix. I had an issue. The mechanic run the scanner, diagnosing the car. I have a Volkswagen Jetta, and he said, "Oh, it's just your EGR system." If you guys not familiar what EGR system is, it's basically a valve that get clogged up and it needs to be replaced. And the mechanic was like, "Oh, I can fix that for you, man. That's what's causing the engine light. That's the only code that's causing the engine light. Remember, there's one code, just that." And he said, "I could fix that for you for about 2 to 3 days." I was like, "Okay." Then I was like, "How much is that?" He said, 200. Then we're gonna charge you for labor. And he was like, "Why change the valve when you can also change your turbo?" Because I just changed the turbo in my uncle's car. You had the same problem as him. He has a Volkswagen. And I was like, "All right." I was like, "How much is that?" He said 2,200. I was like, "Oh, no." I was like, "No." Okay, just fix the EGR. He was like, "Why, man? You can finance it. You could just pay it monthly." And I was like, "Because I wanted to get rid of this engine light, so I can pass inspection." I was eager to do that. I was like, "All right." So I went to his office, fill out the paperwork, right? To finance to get the car fixed. So all I had to do now, go home and wait for the parts to show up. So when the parts showed up, I dropped the car on January 12th, 2025, and I asked him again, "How long is it gonna take?" He said 2 to 3 days. Can y'all believe that 2 to 3 days turned into a month, into 2 months, y'all? 2 months. And it's been very frustrating. I've been stressed out, upset. The weather is cold. I have to take the bus, public transportation, take Uber to go places, spending money. I'm losing money because I also do Uber as a side hustle, and I haven't been doing any of that. It seems like the mechanic don't care. It's really frustrating that it's taking so long to fix my car when that mechanic promised that it would take 2 to 3 days. I've made multiple trips to that mechanic, y'all. Multiple trips. Remember, I dropped the car on January 12th, right? So on February 3rd now, I went there and I saw my car just sitting out there around other cars that needs to be fixed. And I went in and I saw Fred. He's the mechanic who's fixing my car. And I plead to him. I was like, "Fred, please, I need my car. I'm struggling. I need to make some money because I do Uber. Please get it done for me." He was like, "Sorry, dude, we busy, da 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 da." And he pointed at some other cars and he was like, "Look at those new cars that just came in." And I had to fix them. He didn't realize that his tongue slipped. Here I am waiting for my car to get fixed, right? I dropped it off. And this guy is here fixing new cars that just came in. I didn't argue with him. I just said, "Dude, fix my car," because me, I don't argue. Arguing is not going to take you anywhere. So I texted him later. I was like, "Dude, if you could get my car fixed, I would really appreciate it because, dude, it really broke my heart that I see my car just like sitting out there and not being fixed. And it's been 2 months. 2 months. I can remember there was one trip I made there. And when I came in, Fred was telling me that he had to get a sensor for my car. And every time he ordered the sensor, they keep sending him the wrong one. And that's why my car has been taking so long, too long. You mean to tell me just to get a sensor for a car, it takes 2 months? That makes no sense. I didn't believe him when I know well that my car has been neglected, just put aside and not being fixed. So, dude, just fix my car, please. I can tell some of the mechanics that works there feel bad for me because they saw me coming in very often. I go to the shop so many times, they become very familiar with me. One mechanic said to me, he was like, dude, I'm sorry that your car's been taking so long to fix. It's been here for a long time. I mean, he can't do nothing about it because Fred is the main mechanic who chose to work in my car. He noticed how Fred's been doing me dirty. Another day, I made a trip to the shop, right? I told Fred, it's unfair that my car has been at your shop for a long time. He goes, I'm trying my best, buddy. Be patient. I've been working on your car for a long time. And it's not even making me any money. Instead, I'm losing money. Yo, dude was so rude when he said that. I didn't bother argue with him. I just said to him, when do you think my car is gonna be ready? Yo, this dude really took advantage of me. Like, was really dishonest. I was really fed up, right? So on Monday, March 10th, I contacted him. I said, please give me my car. I will take my car somewhere else for somebody else to fix it because it seems that you guys are neglecting to fix my car. It's been 2 months and that's very unacceptable. I've really had it with these guys, for real. So one day I show up to the shop, right? Another trip. And there were two mechanics standing outside and I was explaining to them how I'm not happy with the service. My car's been neglected, put aside, and nobody working on it. And one of the mechanic was like, said, I agree with you. He said, you know Fred, man, all he cares about is money. Soon as a car come in the shop that's worth more money, he'll work on that car instead. He's all about money. I was like, wow, that's how he treats his customers. Even the mechanic noticed how he is. So it doesn't matter if you bring your car first, he will neglect your car and work on the car that's worth more money. Can you believe this guy? Can you believe that? That's how he treats people. Now, I want to pick up the car. Now, I've had it. I just wanted to pick up the car. So I show up. There was another mechanic. He's like a boss. His name is Rami. So I want to pick up the car. And this dude want to charge me an extra $600 on top of the $2,200 that I financed. And I have to pay $200 every month financing it. And he wants to charge me $600 on top of that. He wants to charge me for a battery, for brake pads, and he wanted $40 gas. I mean, I already know about the additional brake pads and the battery because I spoke to Fred about that, so my car needed that. But and then the rest of the money, so the battery 275, brake pad they did for me for 100, and then $40 gas. He's saying that they had to test drive the car after they try to fix it. When I give him the car full of gas, and the rest is for the sensor, a sensor. Fred said he wasn't gonna charge me for a sensor. I spoke to Fred. You know what I mean? So I told this guy, I'm sorry, I'm not paying for that when Fred already promised me that he's not gonna charge me for the sensor. Just charge me for the battery and the brake pads. I can do that, but I'm not paying anything else. So he refused to give me my car. So he was like, wait till Fred comes back, because Fred was not in the shop. Then you can deal with him. I was like, when Fred is coming back? He was like, I don't know. He was like, oh, Fred is at a funeral. So I've been waiting for Fred until now. I still haven't got my car back. Okay. My car's been at the shop, what, in January 12th? Can you believe that? Okay, guys, also listen to this mess. Out of the 12, 15 trips that I made, one of the trips I made, right, I went to the office. I went to the shop. I saw Fred. And I asked Fred, hey, dude, what's the status with the car? Because I've been calling, I've been texting. Sometimes he just doesn't answer me. The people at the shop, they don't answer me. All right, cool. So I asked him, what's the status of the car, bud? And he goes that, hey, there's a broken part underneath the car. He said there's a broken part somewhere underneath the turbo or something like that. And he was like, I'm the only mechanic that can fix it. Nobody else can fix it. I'm like, okay. So I continue talking to him, and finally he admits it's the EGR system that he cannot fix or that's broken. And now he's telling me that, hey, because I did that similar job with my uncle's car, I changed his turbo, and he has a part he did not throw away. He did not throw away his EGR part. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that part and put in your car, and it should be fine. The car should be fine. But I'm saying in my head, I thought this guy told me that when he ordered the parts, the turbo comes with the EGR system. Now this guy is gonna take a part from his uncle's car and put in my car. What? You know, I didn't argue with him. So I asked him, okay, when you gonna go ahead and grab that part? So he told me, oh, I should be able to grab that part either on the weekend, whatever, or Monday. Then he said, oh, you can take the car for the weekend and drive it. Meanwhile, I grabbed the part from my uncle. So I did. So I grabbed the car and drove it on the weekend. And I brought the car back. I think it was a Monday or Tuesday. I brought the car back on a Monday or Tuesday, waiting for my car to be fixed. Okay, I'm thinking this is gonna be it. He's gonna put that part, and I should be able to go because I've been waiting. I should have taken my car from by now, but I've been patient. And then wait a few days, call, still don't hear from him, and text. And now I went back to the shop and I saw this other mechanic, Rami, and I'm asking him, okay, is my car fixed? And now he's telling me that Fred cannot fix the EGR system. So the engine light is still there. So I'm stuck with a car with the engine light. I'm already paying $2,200. Actually, it's like about $2,300. I think it's 22 plus 22 something. So approximate estimated it's like 2,300, 2,300, right? I'm financing every month for the car. Now I'm stuck with a car that's not fixed, right? The EGR system was the main reason I bought the car there. He only fixed the turbo. I didn't really care about the turbo because I could have been driving the car without a new turbo. The turbo he had, I know it was fine, but this dude just wanted to change my turbo. Now I'm stuck with a car with the engine light. The EGR system is not fixed, and I'm paying monthly financing, fixing my car, $200 a month, and I'm stuck with a car that's not fixed. Honestly, I really felt like I've been scammed. I really felt like I've been scammed. That is so wrong, guys. And then that dude, Rami, that other mechanic, is trying to come up with some crazy analogy, telling me, oh, your car had 12 codes. I was like, dude, that's not true. Because Fred ran the scanner, diagnosed the car. Only one code came up for the EGR system. And he showed it to me. He even told me that's all that needs to be fixed. Fix that, and then the engine light is going to be gone. I mean, he mentioned that he would change the turbo, which I didn't really need, but I don't know how I let him get away with that. Then that dude Remy, that mechanic, is trying to come up with some analogy that doesn't make sense. He's saying once we put the turbo in, then other codes start to come up. We start to see other things that are wrong with the car. And he's telling me, hey buddy, look at it like this. Me, I'm a mechanic, right? I'm gonna tell you in a mechanic standpoint. That listen, the turbo is like a heart, right? He goes, when you if you're sick, if something is wrong, what do you think is wrong with the heart? I was like, maybe it's blood clot. He was like, yes. Think about it like this. The turbo is like the heart. So once we put the heart in, things start to flow. Then we start to see other things that's wrong with your body. It's the same with the turbo. So once we put the turbo in, and other problems start to come up. Now we start to see what's really wrong. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that because that made no sense. You mean to tell me after you put the turbo in, And then that's when other you start to see other things that's wrong with the car. That makes no sense. You see, these mechanics will say anything to try to convince you to make money, man. And then there were times I was at the shop. There was another mechanic that was passing by me, and he was like, "Dude, be patient. I myself had a car that been at a shop for 6 months. 6 months." So basically, that was that mechanic's way of trying to justify that it's okay if my car is taking 2 months at the shop. Like I said, that little problem was nowhere taking 2 months. So I feel like I've been scammed, man. But yo, I'm definitely gonna expose these mechanics. Somebody told me to contact Better Business Bureau. I'm definitely gonna do that. And also me and my neighbors, we're gonna go ahead and do a little protest in front of their business, in front of their building, because these guys, they need to be exposed, because that's not fair, man. That's not fair. Yeah, I need to take further action, because that's too much, man. We need to start standing up, man, when people doing us dirty like that. Some of these mechanics are just thieves. Thieves, man. But yeah, that's my situation, guys. And like I said, I'm gonna share some text. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. I have more coming. I'm gonna show you guys when me and my buddies, we're gonna protest in front of that building. We're gonna do all that. All right, stay tuned. So I got more to this. I got more parts to this. So let's consider this part one or part two. Let's consider this part one. And yeah, I got part two coming up, showing you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the text messages and all that. All right, thank you guys.